We've reached our second to last training build example in the first part of this series. Today's episode belongs to wizards. Much like the previous two examples with sorcerers and clerics, wizards work well as a pure style build using a runestaff for defense and parry. You absolutely can play a wizard who swings a weapon in a more hybrid style. Today's build will be the standard pure with a fiery twist. At level 1, put 2 ranks in armor use. This allows you to wear full leathers that have no wizard or elemental hindrance. You won't train armor skill anymore after this. Physical fitness is always maxed at these early levels to give you more health points. We have 3 ranks in this one now. Down in magic, we have arcane symbols, magic item use, harness power, and mana control elemental at 3 ranks each, while our spell aiming is maxed at 6 ranks. This build example is for a casting pure who uses spell aim and fire spells, so spell aim will always be maxed every level to increase your bolt attack string. For spells, you're not able to cast anything ranked above your level, so just go ahead and get 1 of each spell circle for now. 901 Minor Shock is going to be your main attack spell for the early levels. It should be cast from an offensive stance. You might have to do what's called stance dancing, where you go offensive, cast the spell, then go back guarded or defensive to avoid getting hit by that fast approaching rabid squirrel. We start training Fire Lore at level 1 with 3 ranks. Our goal is to get to 20 ranks and stop. This unlocks 903 Minor Water to be evoked, which causes a steam critical. Steam damage seems to work well on undead and many other types of creatures in the game. Evoking 903 will become your primary attack spell in this build at 5 mana cost. Finishing up our level 1 skills will be General, and we have 1 rank each in Climb, Swim, and Perception. Level 10 brings a huge jump in your wizard abilities. You can now hold 4 enchant gear, such as a rune staff or enchanted leathers. Physical fitness is maxed at 12 for health points. In magic, we see the usual arcane symbols, MIU, harness power, and mana control elemental at 12 ranks, with spell aiming maxed at 24 ranks. Although you can train up to and use 10th rank spells in every circle you know, I made a small sacrifice in spell knowledge to boost lore up to 20. 509 strength is great for yourself and others. 408 disarm and 407 unlock can help you open some boxes you find in the treasure system. 908 minor fire is a multi-target ball spell that uses fire lore that you're training, so that's why I went with the 988 build at level 10. Now, something to consider, you do have instant migration up through level 19, so if you wanted to at any time, you can delete other skills to learn a spell, cast that spell, then untrain the spell and retrain those other skills you deleted. The actual instant migration takes a couple seconds to refresh, so don't try to be clever and change a bunch of skills during combat. It's a quick way to end up with a character death. You can, however, use this system as it was designed to buff yourself or your friends before you go hunting. We mentioned earlier 20 ranks of elemental lore fire unlocks the evoked 903 Steam Bolt, so that is now one of your go-to spells. General skills also took a hit due to training points. We're going to hold Climb, Swim, and Perception at 5 ranks for now until we gain a couple levels to train them up more. The magic ranks have to take priority because that helps you get your experience faster and is how you increase your defensive strength when you use a rune staff. As with all of these build examples, at level 19 we set stats for growth as a human for consistency and to of course save money down the road. This step is completely up to you, based on your playstyle. Physical fitness is still maxed. At this point it's up to you if you keep maxing it or if you want to get to 25 and stop for a couple levels so you can focus on other skills, then circle back. It's pretty much a given nowadays to have this skill, and for a post-cap goal, it would be good to have this one maxed out. Magic skills are going to follow the same pattern for a while. Always max spell aim, and at minimum 1x the other ones listed. We've got 21 ranks in arcane symbols, magic item use, harness power, and mana control elemental. Spell aim has 42 ranks. Over in spells, I went with a 13-14-19 build. You're going to be spending your next few levels trying to get all your spell circles up, at least 20 in all of them, and a few you're going to want to go much further. 13 ranks goes into major elemental. 913 is a good defensive spell as it provides plus 10 DS and plus 20 elemental TD. 14 ranks goes into minor elemental. Having knowledge of 414 means you can now cast the 3 elemental protection spells on yourself or others. 19 ranks goes into the wizard base. 919 is an incredibly expensive short-term defensive spell, but it's most handy in every emergency situation you'll encounter as a wizard. I put this circle higher on the list because the 20th level spell is the Wizard Familiar, and you're gonna want one of those for a lot of different game uses. We don't have spare points for Fire Lore, but later down the road, you'll come back to it. General skills see 20 in Climb, Swim, and Perception. I went ahead and boosted these up to 20 across the board, and don't plan to go any further for a couple levels. Right now, the full focus is going to be catching up on all your spell rings, so you can cast every spell a wizard is able to learn. For some final thoughts, wizards are squishy. You're going to die a lot. Just expect it to happen, and often. Sometimes as soon as you walk into a hunting ground. It's good if you partner up with someone for safety. Having every defensive spell in the game on your character will protect you most of the time. So talk to the Invoker when she's available to save you an incredible amount of time and mana spelling yourself up. She gives out a lot of the spells that you can cast. Later on in your character's career, you're going to learn Enchanting as a player service. This is a highly sought after service that can make you a lot of silver currency if you get your skill high enough. Use the resource script to check your bonus at any level. We quickly went over that one in the Lich scripts video part 1. Wizards are going to use a lot of mana at any level. The earlier levels are going to be short hunts if you don't use wands, so use wands. Hunt Pro has a use wands setup feature that will do it for you. It couldn't be easier. I mean, maybe it could, but the feature is there if you need it. Wizards are able to slay creatures so fast at the later levels. You will gain treasure extremely quickly, especially if you have mana to power your abilities or friends that can send you mana. There's only one training build example left to go in this 11019 series, and that belongs to the Empath. When might that one be coming out? Tomorrow, of course. See you then.